transit is inherently social. When you're going from one place to the other, you're at the mercy of the people who are around you. You don't know who they're going to be, and hopefully if we have a good system, they're very different than you are. You may not be interacting with them. You probably have your headphones in, or you're on the phone, or you're reading, or maybe you're looking at the public art that you see out the windows. But whatever it is that you're doing, you are surrounded. This is how we interact with people in our urban environment. But in St. Louis, when we see spectacle, it's mostly on the street. It's when we go to baseball games, or when we go to Mardi Gras, or when we see street performers. It doesn't come on the bus or the train with us. So sometimes we have to create that for ourselves. Ow, ow! Spectacle back to transit. MetroLink is about having fun on the train, or the bus, or the call ride, or whatever form of public transportation you happen to be taking. MetroLink is the self-appointed representative of public transportation. She helps people experience roles in public transit that they never thought they would have. Queen of the MetroLink, eulogizer of the Metro bus, and transit advocate. She began in 2007 with a very small group, and in October 2008 she hosted her first prom. Over 50 attendees who rode the train to Laclede's Landing and paraded around handing out M&Ms and declaring public transportation the life of the city. Yeah. This past October, she hosted her second prom with the help of her amazing prom committee. Several members are here tonight. And over 100 people attended for a night of fun, complete with tinfoil crowns and fake flower boutonnieres, as well as a sing-along and a personal escort from Metro Security. So, a lot of the people who participate in these events are already very excited about public transportation. They're probably already very excited about cities. But we ended up with a wider range of people who had had this very positive experience on the train, and they in turn become transit advocates. But it's really not all fun and games. Last May we hosted a funeral for the Metro bus, because public transportation is a very serious issue, and as most of you know, in November of 2008 we had a transit tax initiative which a lot of bus lines and the reduction of MetroLink service. And we have to be very serious about what we're doing, because this limits mobility for people throughout the city. So we had this funeral, there was live music, we handed out memorial whaling claws, we had poems at every slow stop along Washington Avenue. And it ended with a sacrificial burning of the tiny buses. This may be kind of tongue-in-cheek, or very tongue-in-cheek, but at some point, St. Louis has to stop crying and stop complaining about the transit that we don't have, and appreciate what we do have, and really work to make what we've got better. Not over, but we have a chance to make a change in our public transportation system. Transit is back on the ballot April 6th. MetroLink and many, many others are working very hard to pass this transit tax this time around. Woo! Yay. When we hold events on the train, we're creating a positive perspective about transportation in St. Louis. We're creating memories for people whose maybe other memories of the train are that one time it was late, or they got lost, or it was raining, whatever it was. Because sometimes when you're going somewhere, it's not just about getting to that place, it's about how you get there. So transportation is a place to meet people, and our system is certainly not the New York MTA. But that doesn't mean it's not good. It's actually very good for a city of our size, and especially a city in the Midwest. MetroLink wants to bring sparkle, glamour, and glitz to public transportation. And those are words that we don't use to talk about the bus or the train. That's what you use when you want to talk about an auto-centric world. But if you can talk about an automobile with the word glamour, there's no reason why you can't talk about a light rail train. Or a high-speed rail train? Getting somewhere is dynamic. That's what it is. It's inherently dynamic. So why not make it more so? Why don't you inspire people to take ownership of their systems? Miss MetroLink and her prom planning crew have inspired some upcoming events. People Mover Prom in Detroit, and a pageant on the rails in Minneapolis. Our transportation is a resource for our region. This is not a joke. Not a joke at all. This is how people get to work, get to school, how they have fun, and sometimes how they have a party. So become your own transit advocate, ride the train, create a mythology for our system, tell its story. Remember that sometimes the transit is the destination. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. MetroLink. Our next presenter is from a group you may not have heard of until now. We are